Let's see magic trick. Whoa, that almost hit me in the face. What's up guys, JayzTwoCents here, and we just got back from our long 4-day holiday weekend. And before we went on vacation, or mini vacation, whatever you want to call it, we did a video about PCI Express power cables and whether or not having one or two plugged into your graphics card can affect your performance. Unfortunately, a lot of people misunderstood the title of that video, even though the thumbnail clearly shows me plugging in power cables, and they thought I was talking about PCI Express riser cards, and they were pretty disappointed. Well, I didn't want to let you guys down, so that very same day, I heard your outcries, and I went out and bought PCI Express riser cards so that we can talk about whether or not this affects your performance. I think now we'll have it all covered by the time we're done here today. Bring out the bling in your PC with Corsair's new Vengeance RGB series DDR4 memory with its hassle-free lighting controls and superior overclocking performance. Click the link in the description to learn more. And before we move forward, stay to the end of the video where I've got a surprise announcement you're not going to want to miss. But anyway, let's talk about these guys. What are these and why do they exist? These are PCI Express riser cards. They basically are designed to extend the point at which your graphics card, or any PCI Express component for that matter, can connect to your motherboard. This is not new. This has been around for a long time. Anything that has any sort of slot in your motherboard has had extension cables since the beginning of time. Like all cavemen were using these things. But I digress, guys. We're talking about this today because it's more relevant than ever. A lot of case manufacturers, I've heard people complain about the fact that you can't see your graphics card anyway, so who cares what the RGB looks like or how pretty the face is or what kind of fans they are. You can't even see it. Well, I started orienting them now in different places in the case, mostly upright, allowing you to see the beauty of your graphics card. I mean, after all, you paid for it. But in order to achieve that, they have to use some sort of PCI Express extension like this. We'll just call it an extension. So what I did was I ran out and I got a 9cm and a 25cm because I wanted to test both on the motherboard with a short extension and a long extension to see if there's any sort of degradation. Now, if you guys want to get your own riser cards, there is link down in the description below, a little shameless plug here for my Amazon affiliate. These are the easy DIY. They're not that expensive, 20 bucks for the 9cm, around 30 bucks for the 25cm. And if you guys are doing any sort of custom like wall mounted PC or a desk mounted PC and you want to move stuff around, these are a must. So anyway, link down below if you guys are interested in the ones that I'm using today. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and see the results. So a little bit different testing methodology here today. So we used the new Unigine, I think it's Unigine, spelled like Unigine. This is the superposition benchmark. We've used Valley in the past, we've used Heaven in the past, and this is their new one. It's free, you guys can download it if you wanna check out your own results. They're not a sponsor, I'm just letting you guys know that you guys can get it for free and check it out yourself. We used the 4K optimized preset so that we could get consistent testing back to back on our results. Now, as you guys can see, there's no performance loss whatsoever with these cards. And I don't know why that is because like I said in my last one, I'm not an electrical magician. So I'm just gonna say that use them. It's not gonna affect your performance whatsoever. But there's a caveat to that. These are not all created equal. These, the ones that I have right here, are not shielded in any way, so they are subject to crosstalk and some other influences from other RF components on your system. If you start running these next to each other, if you're running SLI configs, these can have crosstalk issues which could create some problems with stability. But even though we were running this graphics card overclocked to 2088, we were not seeing any stability issues whatsoever with overclocking, and gaming performance / the benchmark performance was extremely consistent, and there was no loss whatsoever given the PCB or the graphics card on the PCB or using a riser. Now we did have a weird anomaly that we were not able to recreate, but at least want to mention it. When I did my first test with the graphics card on the motherboard, we saw an average score of 200 points less than when we installed the riser cards. But then going back and doing redundancy and sanity testing, the scores came back up once we put the graphics card back on the motherboard, and we couldn't get the problem to replicate. So I don't know what was causing it in the first test. It was fresh reboots, it was fresh drivers, all that stuff. Nothing changed. There was no background processes running, verified all of that. And once we did our testing again, then we saw very consistent results across the board. Can't answer what that was, but at least wanted to put it out there because we did experience it. So if you guys are looking for relocating your graphics card or just getting creative and building your own cases or wall mounts or desk mounts or whatever, then definitely feel free to use these. If you get the ones that are shielded though, they're gonna cost you a lot more, but they're gonna have a lot more resistance to any sort of interference or crosstalk from other components. Now in the beginning of this video, I said you guys didn't want to miss an announcement that I was making. Well, I decided I've got a lot of graphics cards hanging around here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give away another GTX 1080. This one here is my founder's card, and I've actually had this since launch. This is one of the ones I did some of my benchmarking with, and this was one of the cards that was actually slated to go into Skunkworks when I ended up putting the Titan X's in there. So yeah, here it is right here, GTX 1080. I'm also going to give you a brand new unused EK water block and backplate. So if you decide that you want to water cool it, you'll have it. If not, well then, I don't know, stick it on the wall, or whatever, I don't really care. So look in the description below, you will find a link to the giveaway. All the information you need to know is there, how to enter, when the giveaway is gonna happen, where it's gonna be announced, when it's gonna be announced, all the things you have to do to qualify for the giveaway. So please don't come at me and ask me questions directly on when are you gonna announce the winner, because I'm not gonna answer those questions. All the information you need is there. Also too, it is void where prohibited. There are some countries and regions out there where they don't want you winning things. I don't know why, that's kind of stupid, but I can't change the government yet. But for now, anyway, all the stuff you need to know is down there. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you have anything you feel we should be testing, let me know. This video is directly because of the comments in the very last video, which is why I spent about 60 bucks with shipping on these guys right here so that we could do this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.